Hey guys, I get questions about what I use to edit my videos, do some of the stuff that I do on my channel. I mostly have Macs, but sometimes jump on my PCs also. The configurations on these PCs are a little different, the laptops. I say different, it's just a little extreme to be said. It's one of those ThinkPad X1s. This is the extreme one with the you want to call it maybe carbon fiber kind of texture on it. This is a pretty solid laptop, actually extreme third generation. Let me show you. That's this serial numbers over here, covered it up for reasons, many reasons actually. You can read it right here. ThinkPad X1 Extreme Gen 3, carbon fiber, magnesium, if you can read it at the left corner. So this thing is definitely heavy, 15 inches, definitely heavy. I got 32 gigs of RAM, i7 11th generation, 4 gigs of NVIDIA. The video card is like exceptional in it. I don't even need touches the processor, it just does it itself. There are downsides and upsides to the computer. The specs are great. The weight is kind of okay. I've seen lighter ones, not with the same specs, but there are lighter ones that can do the same job. The fans, man, this thing gets hot, to be honest with you. With that kind of processor power, things need to cool down inside. This thing, if you leave it alone and render a video for a longer period of time on a 4K, like a larger file size, this thing almost takes off from the ground. These fans just blow so much air. I mean, it's good that laptop runs, but it's loud and really fanny sound. What I like about this laptop is the feel. It's like this soft touch to it. It's not cold metal, although it's carbon fiber. Super nice touch to this ThinkPad. I think most ThinkPads are the same way, but this has a great texture. I'm gonna get it closer if you can see the texture on it like this. And then this dot comes on as a red LED. So I'm gonna go with the ports on the side. SD card, USB 3, USB 3. Power is not USB-C, surprisingly. I was expecting a USB-C power charging, but that's not the case here. Right here, I meant. The other Thunderbolt connections, HDMI and your standard headphone. There is no network plug-in port, so you're stuck with wireless or just use an adapter for that. So the laptop is, like I said, has a 4K screen, super thin. Are there thinner laptops? Yes, probably there is. For what it does and what the specs are, this is considered super thin. I really like the way they build it and the finishing on it. I'm gonna cut to the chase and just open it up and say a little bit about the keyboard also. So the keyboard, unlike the Mac's keyboard, is very springy. It really pushes your fingers back. So it's like super comfortable typing. Kind of gives like a kickback. It's like a good feedback from the keyboard. Mouse pad, I mean the pad right here is the same pad as most others. Like on other Lenovo ThinkPads, it's nothing special. It's the same kind. Now pay attention, a backlit keyboard, which is pretty good. That was a deal breaker for me because I like working in the dark. So there's gotta be a backlit keyboard. Like you said, i7 10th gen right here. Did I say that? If I said something else, it's i7 10th generation. So the screen is, like I said, 4K. So what I'm gonna do is just flatten it up. Yeah, right there somewhere. So you can see that it's hard to get this thing going without reflection. That tells you, right? It's not like anti-reflective or anything. So the screen is definitely super bright. Super brightness on this thing. Let me turn the lights off and then focus on the screen. Let's see if I can give you a better idea on the nits on this thing. Like I said, this is bright. Let's get the keyboard function. Yeah, keyboard. One more. Okay, keyboard is lit up. And then screen brightness. Look at this thing. I mean, it's so bright to a point. Let me change the. All right, here we go. That's the brightness you're getting. All the way down. Turn that light off too. All right, the screen brightness again going to the maximum. iPhone's having a hard time adjusting, but that's that. the range you can see all the way down. I want to say like somewhere in the middle. Do you see the left top corner? Somewhere in the middle is perfect for working nighttime and doesn't get my eyes really tired. It's a real preference, but this has a wider range of brightness than some other Lenovo's. I really needed something brighter than 250 in case if I wanted to do color correction, video color correction, photo color correction, and all that. I'm not going to get into the specs because there's so many. You can say a lot about the specs and benchmarking and all that. I mean, it's a 10th generation, 32 gigs of RAM. This thing flies. There's nothing else to say about it. I was just trying to show you all the hardware, and when you're picking, obviously you're going to pick your specs, but I was trying to show you the quality of the laptop, the finishing and everything. Look how thin the screen is on this thing. Look at this. It's razor sharp. So the one other problem you see with the Lenovo's is whenever you're closing the lid, you use your left or right hand, these parts will wear out because of the soft touch Lenovo has. It's not plastic or anything. It's just this really smooth touch on that. It wears out pretty quickly. So heads up on that one. And then you're going to see some grease marks right here. Even though your hands are not greasy, we are all oily a little bit. So that's going to build up right around here also. One other thing I forgot to mention is has the Dolby Atmos in it. It's pretty good sound on there also. Like I said, this is the, as I mentioned before, this is the ThinkPad X1. Super professional, made for business, almost decked up with the nicest processors and all that. I highly suggest if you're doing business, not for schoolwork, but you know, if you're in the business, coding, video editing and all that, and you have to go with one PC, I would say like save between $1,500 to $2,000 and get one of these Extremes Gen 3, I say, and nothing less than 10th generation i7. Don't fall for i5s. Videos kind of tend to, they're like hardware intensive, so you're going to hear a lot of fans going on with i5s if you're editing videos, 4Ks especially, and the long ones. So I'm going to compare this to some other laptops that you may like. One of them will be MacBook Pro, the other one will be HP Envy. I think MacBook is, as far as quality goes, the material, I like the MacBook materials better, aluminum, but as far as performance go, this thing is top notch right now. I mean, I'm not saying MacBook cannot match it or HP cannot match it. Like I said, specs are literally for anyone can buy any spec. Just make sure that, you know, if you're buying it for video, just deck it up a little bit on the RAM and video cards and all that. This is a video for the material and how the laptops look and the sizes and all that. Like that's the X1. I'm gonna sit it right there. Move it in my HP. This is the Envy, same size. Thickness wise, right about the same. And this is the left port. This is the right port. See, like SD cards, that's vital for me. So if you're picking a laptop, you can just select one with the SD card reader or not. It's up to you. Charger, there's no USB-C charger on there also. The screen on this, I mean, the material on this is definitely aluminum metal kind of construction. So it feels cool, not soft to the touch like that one right there, the Lenovo. Here's the keyboard, all metal looking feeling in there. Pretty good screen brightness. This is not a 4K, so I'm not gonna get there, but it's thin on the screen. Like I said, the keyboard is backlit. Let me turn the light off again. It shows better. See, the keyboard is backlit and the screen brightness goes down, goes up to the max. Pretty satisfactory. I'm not thinking this is 500 nits or anything, but it'll get the job done for what you want it to do. Definitely. Pretty nice little laptop. The price comparison with ThinkPad is definitely irrelevant here. The reason I say that is the specs doesn't even come close to ThinkPad. That's a different laptop for a different purpose. A little lighter than the ThinkPad, but I like this Envy series on HP. They strike a good balance between the price and the quality. They last a little bit longer than regular Pavilion HP. So if you're looking for a nice one for your schoolwork and all that, and you know, light work, checking emails, Not so much for the video editing, but you can tell the fans in there and all that there. It still gets hot. I mean, it's same as Lenovo, but not as hot as Lenovo. So there's your HP versus the ThinkPad right here. Like I said, different class. This is definitely video editing, decked up, really powerful processor and all that. And just a little lighter one, less pricier, you know, somewhere around like $600-700 range versus $1,500-2,000 range. And then between all this, we got this Mac right here. You can tell, aluminum construction, feels great, still gets hot. Trust me, it gets hot. What I like about the keyboard strikes a good balance on the Macs between how the feedback from the keys are. Like they're definitely less height. They have this less height than HP and Lenovo, and still has a good feedback. Like it pushes your fingers up. Let me see if I can handle this. All right, yep, screen lock. There you go. Definitely the thinnest screen in between these three laptops. HP, Lenovo, Macbook has the thinnest screen and the brightest screen also. The key, let's do the keys right here. The keyboard has the obvious brightness right here for the keyboard. You can dim it all the way down and then get it all the way up, depending on what you want to do. Like I said, this is all aluminum construction. Kind of like it, really nice. Apple logo lit up. This is the older one. Let me show you the ports, 2015-16. So see, I like to keep this one. Mac, very hard to find these things now. USB, Thunderbolts, power is a magnet stick in. See my SD, HDMI, and another USB. You can tell, right? There's no network also on this one. So I use a network adapter. They're like not that much. It's like $10 you can buy from Amazon and just like hook up your hardwire on this instead of like just wireless. If you're uploading files, larger videos and all that to YouTube, yes, you're gonna need a wired one. Wireless is kind of painful. So let me put this on. Right there. You see the Lenovo is blinking on the pink. All right, let me see if you can see all three now, or I guess we can fit in the screen. I don't want to go wide. The lens is locked, so all right. Gonna turn the light on. Here we go. Lenovo, MacBook, pretty similar in sizes. They're like 15.6, whatever they say, and then still they all look really similar in size with the casing and everything. If you all have any questions, just let me know. Like I said, the specs can be different on any one of them when you're ordering, so the price just changes like really significantly, you know, from $1,500 to $700 to, you know, Macs are like $3,000 to, you know, starting from $1,200. The M1 is like one of the best processors now. They're quite they run really cool and all that. So if you have any questions on making decisions, or if you have any specific questions on any device, these are my day-to-day go-to devices. If you have any questions about, doesn't have to be the extreme. I'm very familiar with ThinkPads, very familiar with MacBooks and the other PCs, so just let me know. Thanks for watching.